Today, I would like to answer the question in interview situation. My name is Ismail Sulong. My metric number CN170119. Okay. First question: when you are faced with a problem, what do you do? The answer for first question is when I am faced with a problem, I typically start by doing research or looking at example of how this problem have been solved by others. From that research, I am able to decide which approach to solving the problem work best for me and organization. Then I decide what action need to be taken to solve the problem, and I start putting the purchase into mention while communicating with my manager and my co-worker. For question 2, describe a time when you face an unexpected challenge at work. For answer the question, when I was working as a retail manager, I had a customer who come in to pick a dress that she had ordered online, but when I went to collect her order, I found that the dress had accidentally been put back on sale floor and purchased by another customer. I called another of our store location and asked them hold the same dress in customer size. I had shipped to her home within 2 days for free. A week later, I found out that the customer had called our corporate headquarters to mention how much she appreciated the cashier. For question 3, how do you weigh the pro and con before making a decision? The example answer the question: when I have a list of pro and con to help me a decision, I start by considering whether to con will hinder me from achieving my desired outcome or cause unnecessary bounded somewhere else. If so, then the approach probably won't be effective. If not, then I will consider if the pros outweigh the con in terms of positive outcome. If the pros outweigh the con, then it is worth pursuing and dealing with any negative effect as they come. For question 4, how would you handle a scenario of dissatisfied customer? When I encounter an angry or unhappy customer, I start by approaching the situation with a kind and helpful demeanor. If I don't want to make them any more upset, then I will try to discern what had caused them to be unhappy, getting all the details necessary, figure out what is wrong. I will think about how to solve the problem and clearly communicate to customer what step I will take to order their concern adequately. For question 5, what metric do you track on regular basis? How do you use the information to adjust your approach? As an email marketing manager, I often use open rate and conversion rate to determine the success of my campaign. If email open rate are low, I will revisit to content to make sure it's relevant to the reader, of try adjusting the subject line to make it more interesting. If conversion rate are low, I will take another look add the email copy to make sure it's clear and compelling, and revisit the offer to make sure it's relevant and valuable to the target audience. For the question 6, tell me about a time when you had to change your planned course of action at the last moment. How did you handle this situation? When I was working as catering manager, this example answer. When I was working as a catering manager, we were informed the night before and even that the ingredient we needed to prepare appetizer was not going to deliver on time and would arrive after we needed them. I got a list of the ingredients needed and made a stop at the store on my way to the event. My team and I were able to make the appetizer just in time for the party. All of guests enjoy the appetizer so much that the party planner specifically mentioned that in her online review. For question 7, your manager want to buy a new software to help increase the team productivity, and she asks for your recommendation. How do you respond? Firstly, I will ask my manager what the feature and most important what the company budget is. With the information, I would to start a research productivity software option that meet the minimum requirement within budget. In addition to feature and price, I would consider to software ability to make feature needed as well as customer review. As I had lived all of 5 or so opinion, I would narrow it down to the top 3 with a top recommendation. I would present about my recommendation to my manager with a few points about why this option was best. For the last question, for interview situation, is describe a time when you had to solve a problem but didn't have a necessary information about beforehand. What do you do? When I was working as an office manager, the CEO of our company told me that employee productivity was down and that I needed to come up with a solution. Since there are many reasons why productivity might decline, I decided to ask the team member by conducting interview and sending our short survey. After gathering the information, I was able to see that employer didn't have a way to keep track of the organized tasks. I recommended that CEO implement a new project management system, and productivity increased by 10% after implementation. That's all for me. Thank you.